France, you guys have another dog coming to the UFC. Umar C in the light heavyweight division. He has taken on undefeated fighters. He's main evented at heavyweight. He competes at light heavyweight, captured 7 stoppage wins, 6 in the first round, while never conceding defeat. He skips right over the Contender Series to make his UFC debut. I am so excited to see Umar C, but for today's video, we're going to take a look at some of his highlights, break down some of his career accomplishments, but without further ado, I want to get straight into this career highlight video of Umar C.
Oh, Till's out! It's over! It's over! It's over! That's what I'm saying, boy! Oh! He got dropped! It's over! It's over! Munoz! Oh my God!
It's rare to see a skill set like Umar in the heavier weight classes, and when you do, they tend to dominate in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Umar is a relentless, a mauling grappler who takes you down and delivers vicious ground and pound while having regional knockouts mixed in quite beautifully. We'll take a look at his career when it first started, debuting as a mixed martial arts professional in 2019 for Eagle FC. Not the same one as Habib. This was a one-off event in Switzerland, and we would see exactly what Umar C was about. His pro debut would be extremely impressive, but more than that, you would see what a stud athlete Umar C is and how well his athleticism would propel him in mixed martial arts to dominating on the regional scene. Nonetheless, his pro debut would finish inside the first round via ground and pound. It wasn't until his second pro fight that he landed probably still to this day his best knockout victory, landing a massive head kick knockout over a fellow French fighter. It was a massive knockout and reminded us that not only can Umar C take you down and ground and pound you while being a great athlete who can do it over all 3 rounds, but he is also a fighter with knockout power, especially in his head kicks and even with his hands. A guy that muscular can always land a finishing shot. But he would continue down the line of his career, continuing to win fights, with the grappling being his bread and butter. Look at some of these beautiful ways he's able to trap his opponent's arm behind him, land ground and pound. He's so creative and thoughtful on the match in landing ground and pound, reeling off 5 straight finish victories, 4 in the first round, before matching up in Aries FC against a relative newcomer, but a very skilled fighter, long stand-up striker. Umar C would dominate this performance with his grappling, taking him down on multiple occasions, holding him down and landing damage throughout, on way to the first decision of his career, before he would make a stop in Poland for KSW, one of the premier international organizations outside of the UFC, where he would take on 2 main card fights against an 8-2 Polish hometown fighter, and then he would take on a Brazilian in his next fight. And in his final fight for KSW, in this fight against the Brazilian, he would submit him in the first round, just a minute 40 in with a rear naked choke. Again, dominant, finishing with both his stand-up and his grappling. His most recent fight would be for King of Fighters, and again, main eventing, this time taking a fight at heavyweight, taking on a 26-18 Brazilian. And Umar C would continue to prove his dominance, taking him down and finishing him via back mount in the first round. And it would be without a doubt that the UFC would need to get this guy on the roster. They'd set him up with a fight against Rodolfo Bellato. Bellato would have an injury. He would set himself up with Antoni Trucali. He would have an injury, and now he gets set up with a 10-3 international fighter who has had Bellator experience and has a great record in his own right fighting across the US. But I'm extremely intrigued to see what the UFC has got with Umar C, and I feel like potentially if he wins a couple fights, maybe just 3 fights, how far the UFC is going to push C, noting that he does have a great frame. He's probably very marketable, and I'm super interested because the style that we've seen in his fights is one that really lasts well in the UFC at pulling through victories. But that'll do it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed, smash that like button and subscribe to Combat Sports Central, and I will see you in the next one.